And ooh, look at this. My in-car deodorant is not melted. A key difference between Chicago and Houston, even during the hot summers. What is this? I feel like I've only seen this on a Tom and Jerry episode. Like, that's how ancient this looks. And it's loud. Like, when it's cold outside and when they decide to turn it on, because the inside of the apartment has to be a certain temperature before they even care to turn it on. But once they turn it on, it is loud. Like, it makes a hissing sound. I have never seen anything like this in Houston. In Houston, central air is the standard. So when I came up here and I saw that central air is like a rich people thing, I'm just like, oh, okay, good to know. By the way, I'm eating on these boba mochi from Trader Joe's. And this is really good. Only reason why I started eating these because there are a lot of Asian restaurants around here, Thai, Japanese food. Like, as soon as I step out of my door, I have a bunch of different options, and there really isn't any like McDonald's or Subways or anything like that, which is what I'm used to having around in Houston and having to drive out far to get to all these, fancier restaurants. But where I am in Chicago, there's a lot of that around. And speaking of Trader Joe's, I have become more of a Trader Joe's girly. In Houston, I've never shopped at Trader Joe's. They probably have one out there, but I've never seen it personally. I always used to shop at H-E-B. Ooh, Lord, I miss H-E-B. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They got the best prices. These are good though. This was the first thing I thought about when I woke up this morning. When I first moved to Chicago, the very first grocery store that I ever tried was one called Jalisco, and that was the most expensive grocery store I ever been to. I thought Kroger was the most expensive store I ever been to, but no, this store, Mariano's, is actually very, very similar to Kroger, so that's like my main grocery shopping store. Speaking of H-E-B, I was fortunate enough to have one of my fellow family members from Houston send me up a care package with my favorite coffee and honey. Shout out to Austin, Texas. They got the best honey in the world. But yeah, the next day I went to church, and then after that though, we went to one of the best fried chicken spots, which is called Harold's. Now this has got to be one of my most favorite things. Y'all know I was born and raised in Jersey, and in Jersey we got the coast, and at the coast is the beach. So to be in Chicago and be this close to the beach is like, oh. To live super close to downtown, the trail, and the beach, I couldn't have asked for anything better. Honestly, I didn't even know what to ask for when I drove up here. I didn't know what type of apartment to ask for. All I know was that I wanted a washer and dryer and something that was pest-free, nice neighbors, basic stuff. But I didn't expect the immense amount of beauty that is this city. Literally having the city right next to the beach. And a hater would say, oh, that's not a beach, that's a lake. Baby, it got sand. If it got sand, it's a beach. So that's a major difference between here and Houston. And Houston, you had to drive at least 45 minutes to an hour away to get to the water, which was in Galveston, because Houston is not by the coast at all. It's closer than, say, Austin, but you still gotta drive. So I'm thankful that I can just walk. Whenever I just feel like life is getting a little too complicated and my problems are too big for me to bear, I just come to the beach, and it helps me to see and realize just how small I am. I'm a small part of this big picture, a picture that my mind is not even, like, I don't even have the capability of understanding or perceiving just how big the world actually is. My problems are not too hard for him. If he can create this big old beautiful city, this big old lake, this big old ocean, this big old world, then I'm sure he can create a solution to my problem. I just gotta wait. on him. So I think that's where most of life's major issue stem from is just a waiting issue, a patience issue. So I'll be just coming out here and just asking the Lord to give me strength and patience to endure every challenge that I have to face in order to get closer to where I want to be. And speaking of getting closer to where I want to be, one interesting difference between Houston and Chicago for me personally is the creative side of things. So out of the entire time that I was in Houston, which is 4 years, I've only written 2 scripts. And I've officially been in Chicago for 4 months, and I've already written a whole miniseries. This is 8 scripts right here. This is the season. So I don't know, it just kind of feels like when you answer the call and you decide to obey, the Holy Spirit will give you downloads and he will fill your mind with all the steps, all the ideas, everything that you need to continue to carry out your purpose. Now let's get to the biggest difference between Houston and Chicago. The biggest lifestyle change for me in Chicago compared to Houston is public transportation. I really love the rail system, the metro line, and the L train because you can pretty much get to downtown really from anywhere that you are, and the bus system is pretty good too. Living in Houston where there's like essentially no public transportation was like a really, really big difference for me adjusting to, depending on the train conductor to pick me up on time and get me to work, and it's just a really big adjustment, but I actually kind of like it, and I'm grateful for the community out here who was very instrumental in helping me to understand the railway system and what apps to choose, and to really help me to save money on parking because I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I think the parking out here in Chicago is a lot more than in Houston. And you know what? The people here complain about summertime. They're like, well, in Houston, it's not a wet hot because we have the lake right here. Yes, it is humid heat in Houston. Houston might be an hour away from Galveston like we talked about before, but it is still humid. These Chicago people don't know what they're complaining about. This summer ain't nothing compared to Houston. I legit remember when I used to be in Houston watching videos of Chicago, just random people walking around with a camera downtown Chicago. And I used to cry because I wanted to be there so bad and I wanted to be a part of the film industry. So it's such a blessing to me to be here now and to be able to take part in all these different film festivals that they have going on. It just seems like there's always some sort of a festival or a screening or a filmmaker meetup or something going on like every single week. And I absolutely love it because it just feels like I'm rolling in my purpose. Every single day is just like an exciting day because I never know what the day is gonna bring. I was on my way home and I was going home a different way, and I come across this beautiful lake that I've never seen before, and that's just a spectacle. You do have a lot of unsuspected beauty along the way in Houston, and I'm just glad that there's something that can continue during my journey here. This breathtaking beauty. I wish y'all could see it the way that I see it. You just gotta come to Chicago, okay? Come to Chicago, make a few wrong turns, and then you'll end up somewhere absolutely beautiful. What is this? There's a lot of art around. Same as Houston, there's a lot of art around there too. Okay, this is called the Fountain of Time. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I need to take my butt grocery shopping again. I feel like I just went grocery shopping. It's already time to do it again. But thank y'all so much for watching this video. Comment down below what you think, and if you've ever been to Chicago, let me know your favorite spot so I can go check it out. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out.